much. Hello, everybody. Let me see you all today. Right, we're going to talk about how this foundation is changing lives. So, a lot of you know the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation story, but some of you might not. So I'm going to try and do a quick overview of that. And then I'm really going to focus today on the impact that we've had in running properly now for a couple of years. So we're starting to gather some data, some information which I'm going to share with you all. And then we're going to hear from a couple of parents. Last year we heard from some of the stars, but I think this year we're going to hear from the parents. And then I'm just going to finish up with talking about how you can help the SMF and the future of the SMF. So it's all about this man. A lot of you know who he is. This is Sanjay Mortimer. He was co-founder of E3D, and he played a huge role in revolutionizing 3D printing. He was originally a teacher before he founded E3D, and his belief in young people really was unwavering, and he always took time, even through his career, to stop and listen and talk to young people who had ideas and innovations, and he did everything he could to make this reality for lots of young people. His great loves were engineering, his company, and this 3D printing community, and he was the most generous, wonderful, intelligent human being, and I'm really honoured that I got the chance to work with him and spend time with him. We know as a foundation, or we believe, that across the country there are young people with extraordinary ability in engineering, design and making, but far too often they don't fit in the system. And when you don't fit the system, it falls through the cracks. So why do we exist? Many of our stars are neurodivergent, they're highly intelligent within their field, they have deep creativity, super focused about things they're passionate about, great innovators, but they can experience issues in their traditional education system. And they might just not fit in with their peers. And when you don't fit in with your peers, you're constantly trying to be somebody that you're not. And when you're constantly trying to be somebody you're not, it becomes exhausting. You have anxiety. You can be labeled as the naughty kid or the disruptor. And you're forced to develop these coping mechanisms. And yeah, that whole process is exhausting. And these are not people without ability. They are the young people without the right support. So in the UK, about 15 to 20% of people are neurodivergent. Yet the Autistic Society did a study, only about 3 in 10 of working age autistic adults are in paid work. And those that are in paid work are underpaid, underemployed, which means they're doing jobs far below their abilities. The Sanjay Mortimer Foundation believes that these barriers to employment happen at a younger age, long before those employment years. And when you're just trying to cope, your confidence erodes, your hope fades, and your direction disappears. So what is the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation? We're a charity established to support neurodiverse young people in STEM. We do this, and this is why we are unique. We do it because it's completely bespoke for every single person. We are not trying to fit them within the system that works for us. We are working with them to understand what works for them, and that is how we support these young people. We fund education, we fund resources, and we fund mentorships. Because we believe that potential is unlocked when support is personal, practical, and built around their strengths. So how do we do it? We think that there is talent everywhere, but opportunity is not. Our approach is to focus on these people's strengths, and we're not trying to fix their problems. We ask the stars what it is. Sorry, I call them stars. The people we support, we call them SMF stars. We ask them what it is they love, and then we work the support around their interests. And that brings in transformation. Over time, fear fades, confidence grows, identity stabilizes, capability develops, and a direction of where you're going emerges. And I can now prove this. I have proof, and I has SMF stars. And this year we've supported our 84th SMF star. And that's just in 2 years we've managed to do that. In our first year we did 20. This year we've done, somebody do maths, 64. So let me show you the real impact, perhaps, of the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation.
just a bit of support. Okay.
So I've sent out, we developed a questionnaire based on the Likert scale, which is getting our young people to rate how they felt before their support, 1 out of 5, and then how they felt after their support, 1 out of 5. And we asked them about how they felt across their educational support, those that received resources, those that received mentoring, and then an overall view of whether the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation had had a positive impact on their lives. So first of all, educational support. Of those that did the questionnaire, 59% had support in, for example, robotics, Fusion 360, mechanics, engineering, coding, 3D printing, the list goes on and on. And we can see that those that had that support, their subject knowledge increased. Now, they were already quite high at 3, and they jumped up to 4. That 3 is quite normal because these are the subjects that they're really interested in. But we are showing an increase in subject knowledge, which is wonderful, what you would expect. But really of more interest to me is the confidence and sense of achievement that doubles after receiving that support. And it's kind of showing us that before support, potentially they're doubting themselves. After support, they're starting to believe in themselves. So I've just said that doubt shifts to belief. Then we go on to resources. Of the stars that filled out the survey, 47% answered our questionnaire. 47% of them had resources. So these were kits, 3D printers, anything you can do that's making with your hands, basically. And these are the results of that. Again, we see a lovely increase in skills, problem solving, and creativity, which you would expect when you start playing with these things. But again, that confidence is right up there, as is that sense of achievement, sense of accomplishment. So once again, if you give a young person belief, you can change how they feel. But if you give them the right tools, you can change what they do. So we're sort of unlocking capability and competence. And then our third tranche of support is through mentoring. Of the ones that completed their questionnaire, 20% of them received mentoring. This number is actually growing since I did this report, and actually we're giving a lot more mentoring now to our stars. And this mentoring is in either industry-specific mentoring, like robotics or 3D printing, or it might just be in with the hair planning, practical support, so planning, helping with revision, breaking down tasks, that sort of stuff, emotional well-being. So yeah, once again, so really good uptick in self-belief and communication skills. But mentoring is really helping them see a sense of direction, which way to turn, and a sense of feeling supported and understood. So it's not just improving skills, it makes young people feel seen, and it gives them a direction. So finally, we just asked them overall how the SMF had helped, if it had a positive impact on their lives, and 100% of those that entered the questionnaire said yes. So that's a wonderful thing to see. The most cited areas of impact were, again, that confidence right up there, that hope for the future, that direction, and then problem solving, trying new things. Just wonderful to see. So what is the difference we're making at the SMF? We're proving that educational support is doubling confidence and building belief. We're showing that resources are unlocking capability and creativity. And we're showing that mentoring is restoring belonging and direction. So I've just put here that our stars are not just learning, they're growing in confidence, ambition, creativity, and resilience. And they're finding their voice, believing in their potential, and imagining a future full of possibilities.
Right.
So I'm just going to ask a couple of parents to very quickly come and tell me a little bit about how it's impacted them. And I've got Becky. What's going to be Becky? Just to start, let's give Becky a round of applause. Sorry, orange. Graspy. Hello. Is that working? Yeah. Great.
It's fair, I could probably talk loudly enough without microphones. Hi, so I'm Kieran's mum. First I'd like to say, being a parent of a neurodiverse child is difficult. It's not all smiles and what you see here when they bounce around in the happy place. My son actually said to me today here, can I stay here 24/7 every day all year because this is my happy place?
Oh.
So you can imagine dragging him home to the hotel later, ready for tomorrow, is probably not going to become for me. So he started in junior school, and the first start of secondary school we had a rough time. Same as Teula said, is definitely true. Trying to fit in that box, being a normal child, is what they all try to do. He really struggled in the first few years of secondary school. Limited friends, children who didn't understand him. He couldn't understand why people didn't want to do engineering like he did. He could literally strip vacuums and do all sorts of things that you would not believe that a 10, 11, 12-year-old could do. Lots of children were into Pokemon and average Lego things, and people just did not understand. So it was really brilliant to know that we actually got onto meeting a guy that knew Teula and the foundation, and he offered Kieran some mentoring support with Teula working together, and so we had lots of lessons. And just coming to the last year became SMRRF, and Kieran was also helped funded to go to Amsterdam. And honestly, same again, those couple of things, the difference in him, I mean, you'll see yourself, Teula, he will now leave my side, he goes off and he talks to people and like asks questions, and he learns so much, and he can just have that little bit of independence where he fits in. And he said just how much it has showed to him how there are lots of other children, peers out there, adults out there that have been through the struggles that he has, and he's not alone. So it's been absolutely amazing. So the mentoring was brilliant. We met other children as well, like himself, from all over the country. Then he got a 3D printer and laser cutter. Now he's just moved into GCSEs in year 10, so he's now doing coursework. He was told in the first few years of school that he just wouldn't be able to sit exams. Basically said to me, he's got so much support, we don't know what school's going to be able to meet his needs. So we came here last year and I thought, you know what, I don't want him in the school where they just can't meet his needs, they don't know what they're doing. So I had a big battle. I took him out of that school, moved him into a STEM school near us. We're in South Yorkshire in Barnsley, and they've been fantastic. They now understand him, he absolutely is thriving. And it's amazing because he can say that I've got a laser engraver and a 3D printer. So as well as at school, he's working hard at home. He comes home from school at 2:45 when I can get him home because he never wants to leave the technology classroom. And he's doing all his work at home as well. So you'll all not believe he's now printed A-star grades, equivalent level 9s, which is absolutely amazing. So from last year being here, I wouldn't have believed that actually sat over there filming him, which is frightening. You wouldn't believe the difference in him. Honestly, like, I'm the proudest parent ever, and it's all thanks to these guys. Like, the support they've given us, even meeting other parents, like, that are sat in this room, it's been amazing for myself as well, as a mum. Like, it's so difficult. Like, Sanjay's mum, it's been amazing to meet her and speak to her. Like, it really is difficult as a parent. And just to see everybody supporting out there is just amazing to myself. Sometimes I think, it's just our life because we live these lives every day. And now, obviously, it's just, this is, you see everyone supporting these people, and it's just absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, that's all I really have to say.
And Kieran's becoming quite the entrepreneur, and he's making more money than his parents working for him as well, really. So making more money than any of us, I think. That's lovely to hear, Becky. Thank you so much. And it just brings home, what we're doing is working, which is so lovely. I did have Naz coming up next, but I'm not sure she's here. Are you here, Naz? No. So I'm just going to read what she sent. This is Kabir. And I'm just going to read it in her words, if you don't mind, because it's really good. Hello, I'm Naz, and I'm Kabir's mum. Kabir is 14. It hasn't been a normal journey for Kabir. He was born very premature at 7 months and spent 68 days in neonatal care. So he immediately experienced an environment that was not natural to what he needed, a theme that would continue for most of his life. At age 5, we tried a mainstream school with a results base in response to his autism diagnosis. But that environment didn't work, and so we took him out of school. Later, he achieved an ADHD diagnosis. So by the age of 8, we were homeschooling, but we were still struggling. Something still wasn't right. And so in 2023, when Kabir was 12, we were able to confirm he had a PDA profile on the autism spectrum. We found ourselves landing in low demand with EOTAS, educational others support at school, and the search continued to find others who would support us. We tried tutors coming to our home, we tried an alternative provision, but nothing was really hitting the spot for Kabir. All of this trying meant that both Kabir and I were really getting confused and lost about where we belonged in the world. One day, Ultra Education had reached out to me. They were a provision we tried, so they knew Kabir. And that's how we were introduced to the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation. And oh my God, it's like finding your tribe. Meeting Teula and the team was like, wow, these people really get us. And then, wow, they really get Kabir. We were able to explore what we felt we needed whilst feeling quite lost at the same time. Teula and her team knew exactly how to respond to us. Through the SMF, Kabir joined Gaia and received a 3D printer. Gaia is a home education learning provider that we are partnered with. And in 12 weeks, Kabir is now working on multiple independent projects, something he's never done before. He's learned 3D modeling in Tinkercad and is aiming to switch to Blender by the end of the year. It's been amazing to see Kabir's relationship with his 3D printer. It's helped him recognize what he's good at, and this translates his self-esteem, something we were desperately needing to find. He can dive into the technical detail, test his ideas, and focus on something he genuinely loves. And for the first time, that intensity is being recognized as a strength.
Yeah.
For us, that means the world. As a parent, it's not just education you want for your child. It is for your child to feel okay in themselves, to feel capable, and to have a sense of possibility about their future. And we're starting to see that. So I just want to say thank you to everyone involved and to those who support this work. What you're doing goes far beyond education. You're helping young people find their place in the world, and that is truly life-changing. Thank you. But she touches on all those things I spoke about earlier with the impact on that, being recognised, finding your direction. So yeah, she's reiterating what I'm saying, which is lovely skin. Okay. Finally, Tom, and I've got Anna here today, and she's going to say a few words.
So, you got storage.
She's got the Google Maps on. Has to get to me.
Oh, apologies. Got the wrong time, so apologies. I've got literally two.
How about you? Oh, bless you.
Sorry, that don't click to a camera, don't have a switch call. What do I say about Tom? Where do we start? And it's actually for wrap time. Tom, after COVID, going back to school, Tom really found the environment very, very difficult. He survived quite a severe mental health crisis. And from that, he was diagnosed now autistic. And we were very, very quick in our life, gradually. And we found out about the SMF through a friend who's their careers advisor, and she asked if we had heard of the SMF, which we hadn't. And speaking to Teula, our lives literally changed, when Tom's life literally changed. The ripple out effect that it's had on our family, I don't think I'll be able to convey in such a short amount of time. I think it's got me here with my boys how grateful I am to the foundation and to what it's done for Tom and the rest of the family. Thank you so much. He's kind of interested in the world again. He's gone back to school, and we had to take him out of school. But he did his GCSEs from non-white platform, which didn't do very much for his self-esteem. But being part of the foundation, being put in touch with people who believed in him, just changed everything. Just literally, changed everything. So I'm so grateful. I don't think I'd be able to say thank you enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna, Tommy, and I know you guys did a run, so
I'm very sorry, Beardy, so much.
Wow, I have the best job in the world. I literally do. I love my job, and it's so lovely to hear these positive stories. So yeah, very quickly, just to finish up, how you can support the foundation. There are many, many ways, but one of it is which you're doing right now by just being here today, by buying your ticket. By buying a raffle ticket, you are doing great support. And I'm not going to tell you how much we've already raised because it's a secret. I'll tell you at the end of the day or maybe even tomorrow, but we have raised an amazing amount of money over this weekend, and I'm so grateful to all of you. If you are an organisation, we're always looking for commercial partnerships. One of the ways you can help is, for example, to dedicate a small percentage of your profits on a product or a project that might then go to the foundation. We have a couple of partners that do that, and that's a really lovely way of supporting us because it gives us a bit of budget planning, shall we say. Industry placements, if you are a corporation again and you fancy giving any of my really wonderfully fabulous stars even a week's work experience or more, we'd be so grateful. It can have a huge impact on their direction that I've talked about a lot in this presentation. Wacky fundraising events. If you're an influencer, do something crazy online. If you just want to do a bake sale or run a marathon, whatever it is, please do consider supporting the foundation when you do those. Events and exhibitions. If you're having one, have a think about maybe doing a raffle that could set the ground and raise some money for the foundation. Maybe inviting me along so I can talk and continue to spread the message about the SMF and what it is we do here. And then finally, corporate social responsibility. If you are an organisation, you might be interested in funding specific courses for our stars, a specific resource or mentorship, or your company might do a fun fundraiser. So what's next for the foundation? We've had 2 really, really successful years. You've seen the growth that we've had. I couldn't be happier. So I'm just going to continue to spread awareness and share our story, go to as many events as I possibly can around the country to do that. I'm going to focus on keeping that star support on the up trajectory, which we've seen today. Continue raising funds and building partnerships. This is the core for any charity. And that's why things like SMRRF are so important. I'm so grateful you're here. We're just about to release, or just released, the TCT Rising Star Award. This was an award that was gifted to us when Sanjay died by CCT. And we're doing another one again this year. I've got some TCT winners on this table over here. It's wonderful to see them all. If you have applied to that and haven't won, you can apply again. So do please consider that. The details are currently on the TCT website, but they will be on the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation website shortly. So that's to recognise young people that are, could have a measurable impact on the 3D printing industry. I'm going to continue to build our collaboration networks. You've heard briefly about people like Ultra Education and Gaia Learning, STEM Venturi, they're here today. These are all the people that roll out that support for me. I don't actually do it. I'm the person that makes it happen. But these are the people that actually provide that mentorship or provide that core support for our stars. So we're going to grow. As we grow and our numbers grow, I need more of those collaborators to support us. And yeah, if I do all those things, hopefully the foundation will continue to grow. So we will continue to transform lives through belief, through competency, and through dirt. So I think that's it. Any questions? Oh, right.
Just a comment. You forgot to mention easy fundraising.
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
I do my weekly shop through easy fundraising, and I know it's not a lot, but it's a great way to be able to donate to foundations. So there you go.
Yeah, it's completely free to you guys. Anytime you do any online shopping, the person that you're buying from donates to the foundation. So if you go onto easyfundraising.co.uk and put in the Sanjay Mortimer Foundation as a support to your cause, yeah, it literally gives us money and it doesn't cost you a penny. So it's a really lovely way of supporting us.
Hello.
Well, good. Thank you very much.